Earlier in the year, President Muhammadu Buhari signed an executive order to enhance local content in public procurement. The order, which consists of science, engineering, and technology components, is aimed at promoting the application of science, technology, and innovation to achieve comprehensive economic development. This week's episode of the program takes a look at the effect of the order on national development. Hello there, thank you for joining me on the program this week. I'm Gloria Umezuki. The signing of the Executive Order 5 is a significant move in the government's efforts to diversify the national economy and improve its overall health. The proclamation aims at promoting Nigerian content in science, engineering, and technology. I had a discussion with a public affairs analyst on the effects of the order. But first, what are the stories that made headlines within the week in the nation's capital?
The Islamic movement in Nigeria is calling on the federal government to comply with the order of a federal high court, which ordered the unconditional release of their leader, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and his wife, who have been in detention since December 2015. The group held a protest march in Abuja, blocking the access roads to the presidential villa and the National Assembly.
Today, once again, we have come out because our demand has not been met. Our response, our request from the federal government has not been answered. So we are tired. We just have to come out until our demand is. And then we are seeing this great opportunity, which is the birthday of our holy Imam, Ali bin Abi Talib, who is our legal successor of the Holy Prophet. So it is 2 days ago was his birthday. So we have come out in commemoration of his birthday. We have come out and seized this opportunity to once more press the federal government to release our able leader, whose health condition is deteriorating on a daily basis, and his wife.
Members of the Monetary Policy Authority.
The Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee meeting held for the first time in 2018 this week. This was called after the Senate cleared 5 of the nominees sent by President Muhammadu Buhari. At the meeting, the committee decided to keep the interest rate at 14% and expressed concerns over the increasing monetization of oil proceeds by the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee.
The Monetary Policy Committee observed increasing monetization of oil proceeds as evident in the growing FAC distribution relative to the 2017 levels of disbursements. The committee urged the government to initiate strong stabilization programs and to freeze the growth in its aggregate expenditure and FAC distributions in order to create savings badly needed to stabilize the economy against future oil price-related shocks.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the purchase of military hardware worth $1 billion for the use of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The president gave the approval during a meeting with the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General Mansour Dan Ali, and the service chiefs at the presidential villa. General Dan Ali disclosed this to State House correspondents shortly after the meeting, which also discussed plans for the safe release of Leah Sharibu, the last of Depchi school girls still in Boko Haram captivity.
This is the normal quarterly meeting of security agencies within the country. And as usual, we discuss the current activities that affected most of the states in the federation, like Taraba, Zamfara, and other states.
We have seen deployment in Zamfara. What are we expecting?
Well, as usual, we have operationalized a division in Sokoto, and there will be a brigade in Katsina and another brigade in Zamfara that will take care of the security situation of that area.
How do you think that is going to change the situation?
Of course, because the number of, the strength of the military personnel have increased, including the Air Force additional quick response group, they have added enough manpower in that general area.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff has explained that the newly approved $1 billion fund by the President will be used to purchase more platforms and to train and recruit more hands for the military in the war against terror. Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, who was speaking at the Second Nigerian Army Procurement Seminar, promised that the monies will be spent judiciously.
It is quite obvious we get more equipment. It means we have to employ them further, to consolidate on what we have so far achieved. So our capability is increased in terms of the platforms that will be procured, in terms of the further training that will be carried out once this equipment are procured. And it means further consolidating on other areas where there are challenges so that the troops will be able to use this equipment and operate very efficiently to be able to defeat all those criminals.
Vice President Professor Yomi Osinbajo says the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan Focus Labs has made remarkable progress with 59 projects identified so far. Professor Osinbajo notes that the era of speech making is gone, as the presidency is committed to engage the private sector in order to meet its 25 million investment goal.
I'm very encouraged that we really need, that we really have what it takes to get all of the things that we've said we want to get done, and we will do so. It shows there's a lot of remarkable progress, and that working together we can achieve so much. All of the projects that have been identified, I think that these are projects that will definitely make a huge difference, not just in terms of job creation, but also in terms of proving to other investors, to proving to local and international investors that Nigeria is ready to do business and that we're prepared for all that it takes to make sure that things are done well, things are done properly, and that those who want to invest don't have the additional burden of bureaucratic delays and problems of various kinds.
President Muhammadu Buhari is calling on religious leaders in the country to work towards building a strong and unified nation. The president was speaking to a delegation of Arewa pastors' non-denominational initiative for peace in Nigeria, who visited him at the State House. He used the opportunity to debunk allegations of religious bias.
Some voices for political or ethnic reasons are making unguarded statements accusing the government and myself in particular of religious bias. Let me assure you, honorable clergymen, that this is far from the truth.